Good morning. This is Dr. Charmaine Gregory, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about 3 practical tips for saving money because truly anybody got time to be broke, right? We all have things we want to do. We all have places we want to go, and not having cash, not having a way of doing these things can definitely be a dampening uh, element to our parade. So I'm just gonna, full disclosure, I have been challenged. I'm in this business development group, and I've been challenged to do a live. It's technically every day this week, but I am just getting to this week's first one, which is today. And I have decided that I'm going to talk about wellness in a different way. I'm going to talk about kind of financial wellness. So the tips today are going to be surrounding how can you save money. And you may be wondering how you can do this when you are strapped. You may be strapped for cash. No matter what your income level is, it's still a possibility that you could be strapped for cash. And that happens because obviously we have something called what is it called? It's like lifestyle creep or something like that. It's called. And basically, what happens is even if you're making, you're making 20,000, you can still have lifestyle creep because you go from making nothing to making 20,000. You're going to adapt your lifestyle for the new income, and so that's the same. That's true for those who are making 6 figures, et cetera, because you tend to start doing things, spending on things that are more costly because you have the income to kind of support that, or perhaps you don't. That's a whole other story. All right, so basically, the first thing that you have to do is try to figure out where your money's going, right? So no matter how much money you make, you have to figure out where are you spending money. So I am very guilty of this because I have some proclivities, mainly travel. I love to travel. I love to spend money on trips, experiences, et cetera, et cetera. And oftentimes that can get pretty costly. And so, I have to take a look at what and where the funds are going to, and then try to figure out ways in which to save and ways in which to allow for that particular thing to be supported. So one way, and anyone can do this, I don't know what your thing is. So my thing is travel. Your thing might be something completely different. It could be Legos, collecting Legos, or it could be maybe you're into some other kind of hobby, or whatever it is, whatever the thing is that you like to spend money on. It's nice to be able to have that extra cash freed up. And so, hey Jeff, thanks for joining. Have the extra cash freed up. So one really easy way to do this is to pay yourself first. And you hear this all the time. I know we teach our children this. Whenever they get their allowance, they know that they are going, hey, Amy, thanks for joining. Whenever they get their allowance, they know that they are to save a portion of it. They are to give a portion of it to charity, and then they are allowed to spend a portion of it. But what ultimately ends up happening is they spend very little of it. They give their money to charity. Here, Angie, thanks for joining. They give their money to charity, and then they also save most of it, spend very little, and give their money to charity. So this is kind of how we have taught them to build their budget, so to speak, or to manage their money. So with the emphasis on saving, what happens as adults is we tend not to put that emphasis on it. We tend not to pay ourselves first. And it's for a myriad of reasons, mainly because we have bills to pay. Hey, we have bills to pay, we have obligations, we have all these things. And these things tend to take precedence over us paying ourselves. So one way in which we can automatically pay ourselves as adults is to, participate in some kind of retirement plan. So you have that money removed from your check if you're a W-2 employee. If you're a 1099 employee, or if you're a 1099 person, then you make sure that you put aside that money just as you would put aside your taxes. So as you're putting aside your taxes, you're putting aside the money that you're going to be saving and to pay yourself. So whether that is to your retirement fund or whether it is to some other kind of fund, you're doing that. So the first person that you should pay before you pay anybody else is yourself. So how can you do it? You can either do it through a 401k, you can do it through some other kind of retirement savings plan. And you do that just as you would. You pay Uncle Sam, you pay yourself. So that's a really easy way. Now, so this can be done automatically if you're a W-2 employee. It can be set up to be done if you're a 1099 person. You can also, which I thought is pretty neat, and I just found this out recently, you can actually set up your bank account such that you have a certain percentage automatically transferred over to a savings account. So say you have maybe like a high yield savings account or something like that. You can have, X percentage transferred over to that account every time your paycheck comes in or every time you have, income come in. So, or you can, you set it to a date in a month and you have that happen. So that's one way to literally pay yourself first. So the first tip is pay yourself first. So that's a great way to save. The second tip is, I don't know if you guys are anything like us, but hey, Rob, thanks for joining. I don't know if you guys are anything like us, but we love to eat. We love to eat. We love to eat good food. We love to try new foods. And part of when we travel, we love to, we love the gastronomy part of it. Like we love to check out all the restaurants and see all different kinds of foods in the places that we go. And, that it just enriches the experience because whenever we, in life, the things that we experience are based on our senses, right? So why would we exclude taste? It is a sense. We don't want to exclude that. So, we have the visual component, which, food can encompass all the senses. So as you're preparing the food, you have the sense of touch. As you are, plating the food, you have that visual component. You have the smell from all the aroma from all of the spices and all of the ingredients. And you have, and even in the process of cooking it, like, if you aromatize your nuts, or if you basically, you blanch not blanch, but you kind of scorch your asparagus or you're blacken your meat or whatever it is that you do. Like there are ways in which you can completely enhance the flavors and the olfactory component of eating and food preparation. So in other words, I said all that to say that we just love to eat and we love to eat good food. And with that, hey, Omalara, thanks for joining. And with that, you have, you can sometimes have a visual that is a little bit larger than what your stomach can maintain and facilitate. And so, unfortunately, sometimes you can waste food. So, huge tip. And this is something that happens to me a lot. Even though I don't do most of the shopping. But when I do, what ends up happening is I tend to go after a night shift. And I tend to go when I'm hungry. So when you go to the store, have a list. So if you know you're going to be making meals for the week, have a plan. Maybe sit down on Sunday, plan out the week's meals, plan out the ingredients you're going to need, and just get those ingredients. Go to the store with the list, okay? Don't go to the store without a list because that is when you spend more money. Because I'll go to the store and I'll be in the natural food section and I just go crazy in that section. And I will buy all this stuff and extra stuff not on the list, and then I won't end up using it, and it's a waste of money. So saving money with groceries, we can plan our meals. So you have your meal plan, you do it once a week, you know all your ingredients that you're gonna need, you go to the store, you get your ingredients, and of course you're getting like your staple items as you go along, and that saves a ton of money. Use your coupons. I don't know if some of you guys are in Michigan, some of you guys are in places where there's a Kroger, but Kroger has cycles on their sales, and it happens every 6 weeks. And there are coupons that you can use and points that you can use. So there are many ways in which you can save on your groceries. And that's a great way to save money, like right away, practical way. So we said, tip number 1 was pay yourself first, either through automatic savings, through your bank account, or through your retirement, through your W-2 or 1099 facilitation. And then tip number two is to plan out your meals and go with a list. Try not to shop hungry. Go with a list, stick to the list, and stick to the budget for your groceries. And this, I'm talking to myself too, you guys. I really am, because these are some things that I need to change myself. And then the third tip is cut the cord. What am I talking about? Cut the cord. We did this about 4 years ago, and we basically just looked at the bill one day and we said, oh my God, why are we paying hundreds of dollars every month to the cable company? Why are we doing this? We're not even watching television that much. There's no reason to do this. And so we decided to cut the cord. We negotiated with them because we had one of those bundles. You know how they entice you at first? They have you get on with the bundle, and the bundle will include telephone and cable and internet. And you sign up for this thing, and it's like really reasonable for the first few months or the first year. And then all of a sudden it is through the roof and you're paying hundreds of dollars. I don't know if anybody else has had this problem, but that's what happened to us. And so we looked at it and we said, this money could be going towards something more useful, something that we will, be able to utilize in a better way. And for example, more experiences. And so we took a look at it and we said, you know what, we can literally cut the cord. And we got rid of the landline, because nobody really has a landline anymore. Most people use cell phones. So we have cell phones. And so we got rid of the landline, and we basically, just got like a Fire Stick. We got a couple of Fire Sticks, and, we have like very minimal subscriptions. So we have Hulu, Disney Plus, because it just came out and we love Disney. So we have Hulu, Disney Plus, and Amazon. And that's really all you really need, because everything else you pretty much get. And that is I would say under $30 for all of that. I mean, the Disney Plus was a year-long thing, so you pay once. I think you pay like $60 or something for the year, and then you don't pay anything else with it. Hulu, I think I don't remember how much Hulu is, but it's not that much compared to what we're paying every month for cable, the cable bundle. And then, of course, we have high-speed internet, because that is the thing that we can utilize for the streaming, for our work, for all the other things that we're doing. So cutting the cord saved a ton of money. So I would suggest that you look into that, see what your bill is. Maybe your bill is not that much, but if that's one of the things that is taking money away from your pocket, then you can definitely recover some funds by cutting the cord and maybe doing some alternative, like what is this thing called? A Roku or a Fire Stick. One-time investment, and boom, you have access to streamed programming. So I'm just gonna reiterate the 3 tips. I hope these guys were helpful to you, and I hope that you can implement 1 or 2 or 3 of these immediately, so that you can see some additional funds to do what you want, because guess what? Ain't nobody got time for being broke, right? So the first tip was pay yourself first. So either through a automatic retirement fund, either your 401k, if you're a W-2 employee, if you're 1099, you can pay yourself automatically into your solo 401k. And then the other modality is to actually have your bank automatically transfer over a percentage of your income on a certain day of the month directly into your savings account, or your high yield savings account, or however you plan on saving, right? And then number 2 is make a plan for your meals for the week. Also carry a list with you to the grocery store. Use coupons, look at sales cycles, look at all the things that are gonna allow for you to save big on your groceries. Buy what you need so there's little waste. If it turns out that a meal planning service is better for you, because you know that you're gonna have a set amount of ingredients and everything's gonna be utilized, there's gonna be no waste, that could also be an option. So look at all the options and then choose something. And then number 3 is cut the cord. So if you are currently utilizing cable and it is taking a huge chunk of your income, not a huge chunk, but it's a considerable amount of money that you're paying every month. If you calculate it, add up over the year, you're spending quite a bit of your overall income on that. And so one way to save is to actually cut the cord and go to like a live stream service, one-time purchase of whatever the thing is. I have no, I'm not affiliate for Fire Stick or anything like that, but we have a Fire Stick, and I know we have a Roku also. So there are a couple of things that you can do, and you can just get the live stream content and be just as happy, because most of us don't watch that much cable. We have like seasonal watching habits, like whatever. We used to watch Game of Thrones like really religiously. So whatever it is that you like to watch, then you can always access those things, right? So you can always do like the free HBO trial, or you trial it and then you get rid of it, that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping that those 3 tips are helping or have helped you with figuring out some ways in which you could put more money in your pocket and you can save. All right. So because personally, I'm not really big into things. I am really big into experiences, and anywhere where I can save money so that my family can be able to experience new things, new foods, new people, new cultures is always going to be awesome. So I wish that also for you, because it's just really cool to travel and see places and meet people, and just realize that no matter where you go in the world, literally we're all the same. We all want the same things. We all want love. We all want to be part of a community, and we all want to make a difference in the world. So there you have it. All right, y'all. Have a great day, and I hope that you will be strong, be brave, and unleash your greatness.